Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Let me take the ICPC story. So about 5 senior officials of the Farm Input Support Service at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development were arrested yesterday by the ICPC. They were said to have been arrested about 9 a.m. In Abuja yesterday. It was learned actually last week, on Thursday actually, in a sting operation. It was learned that ICPC had detained 4 of these officials, but later released them. But they are actually being accused of diverting 200 million naira, which was meant for and hampering the monitoring and evaluation of farm inputs. Remember, we say we have all these great ideas of government providing subsidy for this, providing grains and stuff. When government does that, there's supposed to be an independent group organization to monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of these things. Now, these guys, obviously, based on this ICPC report, they have diverted 200 million that was meant for that. So they were arrested yesterday, and according to them, over 250 million naira cash was found in the Abuja house of one of the suspects. Investigation by the ICPC detective revealed that inflow of about 60 million in 6 months into the account of one of these. So
with the people
again. So all these great initiatives, who's going to, who is
one person with 250 million?
Nigerians. Yeah. You keep saying this thing, but we actually, let's move on.
So, in the wake of the coup in Niger, the military, Nigerian military, have come out to say that they are pledging their loyalty to democracy, and they do not have any plans to topple the government, and that we should ignore all the news and rumors all over the social media saying that they received a request to topple the government based on the allegation that the military is not receiving proper welfare. So they have come out to, show their commitment to the government and to say that they are comfortable, and we should, the people who are spreading this news are people who do not wish the nation well.
Yeah.
So AFN is comfy with democracy and remains loyal to Nigeria.
Please, I need to tell the story about the CBN. So 7 years consistently, the CBN has reduced their inflow, their income as CBN has reduced. There was a sharp decline between 2016 and 2022 in profit, and the loan being collected by staff within CBN has jumped by over 37%. In just 2022, staff loan hit 40 billion naira within CBN. CBN itself was earned in 2022 a total of 520 billion was earned in 7 years, but what was spent on paying staff was over 1 trillion. So as an institution, CBN is not profitable. CBN is over-bloated and spending more money than it is earning. And all of this happened under the within a 7-year period, according to the report, which was vetted by KPMG and Ernst Young. It was signed off by Godwin Emefiele. The audit was signed off. But to think that an institution, when other financial institutions are profiting and declaring profit, this particular one is spending so much money on staff, and yet the staff are collecting loans to the tune of 40 billion.
Let's move on quickly now to Daily Sun. Niger Republic coup leaders open up. Igbo town unions urge Tinubu to free Kanu in line with court judgment. Bakare attacks APC and Tinubu. Hoodlums raise monarch's house, vehicles in Imo. Niger PDP accuses APC government of dragging Nigeria to needless war. Naira, CBN spent 155 billion naira on the RT200 and naira for dollar in 2 years. Anambra bans advertisements of traditional medicine. Drug barons, 4 kingpins arrested as NDLEA busts 3 syndicates in Lagos. And Abia bans Okada, Keke in Umahia and Aba. Okay, each story starting in Daily Sun. So let me start with the meeting that's going to be happening very soon. So ahead of the proposed visit to Aso Villa by the national president of the Association of Igbo Town Unions, Chief Emeka Diwe, he has called on the president to release the leader of IPOB, that's Nnamdi Kanu. They plan to meet the president, and I think also all the various governors of the Southeast governors and other Igbo stakeholders plan to meet the president very soon. Leaders of the region had at a meeting in Abuja on July 10th resolved that a high-powered Igbo delegation will meet the president to discuss on the immediate and remote causes of as the viable solutions to the insecurity in Southeast. DOA said Kanu's release was long overdue and therefore should be based purely on judicial merits. So the meeting they're going to be having with the president, this is going to be topping the conversation they hope to have with the president. And he listed Nigerians from other tribes who had committed various crimes and were detained but released on mere political considerations. He opined that the continued incarceration of Kanu is just because he's Igbo, stating that it further shows the level I'm just trying to choose the words carefully. I don't want to use the exact words he said, but obviously he's just trying to appeal to the president that ahead of their meeting coming up, Nnamdi Kanu is key on the top of the list of the conversation. Okay.
OT bans operation of commercial motorcyclists. So the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, has directed the immediate ban on the operation of commercial motorcyclists, otherwise known as Okada, within the Umuahia. You get it, Sha. A statement by Kaze Oko, who is the chief press secretary to the governor, said this yesterday, and they're saying that this directive takes immediate effect. They haven't given any reason as to why they are banning the motorcyclists, but I guess it's for security issues,
So I have Anambra State, so the government is also banning all forms of open advertisement of herbal medicines in the state. So the Commissioner for Information has said that, has directed that all advertisements for herbal drugs must be approved by the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Herbal Medicine and Pharmaceuticals before they could be displayed in any public space or media platform. They talk about that these herbal medicines, usually anything from botanicals and everything like that, but they also use the word agbo, which I found interesting because it's an Igbo state. I thought they would have a different name for it. They say a lot of people use it. But the reason why this notice has become imperative is that there's so many diseases right now and illnesses, especially kidney failures, that they're dealing with, and it can be traced to the use or misuse of agbo, so it's important that it is regulated, and so anyone cannot just put up advertisements for these herbal medicines anymore. They have to go through the government, and to be approved. And it makes sense, but I feel that don't these agbos have NAFDAC numbers? It should not just be an office in the government house that will give you approval. It should also be checked by NAFDAC, SON, before we start giving Nigerians this.
There are speculations that you can
Let me take
a NAFDAC number now.
Wow. Yeah, within the insecurity, I'll take it very fast. Insecurity challenges being faced in the Southeast. There is another arson that took place in Imo State, the monarch. The previous monarch, there was an arson that happened. Then the new Eze-elects of Osu Hitekwa hoodlums on Wednesday nights stormed the country home of the traditional ruler of Ndiaiche, Arodiozogu community in Idiato local government area of Imo State, and they razed the building of Eze Kanu. And the way it happened was they threw in explosives into the compound, which resulted in the building being razed and all the vehicles there being razed as well. They said investigation is going on speedily to find out who are the people that did this, but there's been a lot of fear and panic within the community as people are now currently living within the bush because they don't know what's going to happen next within the society.
Vanguard, our last paper for this morning. Let's find a story we've not taken. Subsidy removal, kill corruption, not Nigerians. Bakari tells Tinubu. How man killed his two nieces in Ogun Bush, actually. Serap sues Akpabio Abbas over the plans to spend 110 billion naira on exotic cars and others. Fresh fuel price hike looms as landing cost rises by 37%. Why I was retired as PAMSEC at 48, says Oyegun, ex-APC chairman, and NJC denies ceding powers on judges' appointments and promotions of governors. Okay, which story are we taking in Vanguard? Let me find a story. So Akim that's his surname withheld, has been arrested by operatives of Ogun State Police. The suspect, according to the PP, Aro Omolola Odutola, was arrested on Sunday at the Shagamu Ijebu Ode Benin Expressway. He said that the fingered one police inspector, simply identified as Ola, as the one who sold guns used in robbery operations in his gang. The armed robbery suspect was arrested following the 24-hour operation led by the area commander in that area. The statement reads, Akim, 33 years old, was sighted in the Toyota Camry, driving inward Ijebu-Ode, and he diverted into a close. The suspect, who disguised himself as a vigilante group uniform, he had a vigilante group uniform, was the mastermind for several nefarious crimes, and attempted to outsmart the policeman, but was arrested. And then he said that he buys the weapons from police officers within the state.
Please let me take the story of the Pastor Tunde Bakare is talking about the president. He's a member of APC and he was a presidential aspirant. He's saying that Mr. President, according to him, though has announced some palliatives to ease the burden of Nigerians, is not addressing the real issue, that is the root cause cannot be addressed with palliative. He said that the allegations, even if the allegations are valid, which is that they are dealing with corruption, is putting a lot of burden. The reform is putting burden on the people, that it should kill corruption and not the people. It should go after corporations and individuals who have plundered our nation. And it can decide today to stand with the poor and fight the plunderers of Nigeria. He also mentioned that the government, people voted for him. He came on the wings of integrity and anti-corruption. And right now, it cannot be described as such because the policies have put a lot of burden on the citizens and the poor, rather than the people, the few who have plundered the wealth of Nigeria.
Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.